Okay, boys and girls, working of the graph is complete, and now we are proceeding with the questions related to the graph. And you can see in this graph, he says that from your graph deduce the temperature change obtained when a total volume of 13 centimeter. So again, we have to work out properly, is clearly indicating that you have to show clearly on the grid. Okay, so this is the grid, and starting from 0 till 5, then 5 to 10, then 10 to 15, we can see there are 10 small boxes. So there are 10 small boxes, but the value is 5. So we can say 5 divided by 10. So the value we obtain is 0.5. The value is 0.5, yes. So 0.5. Now each small box is equal to 0.5. So this is 10, 0.5. So 10.5, 11, 11.5, 12, 12.5, 13. So this is 13. Now after marking that point, you have to use your scale, and as he clearly mentioned for experiment 1, so what you have to do, just straightforward extend your line, but please use your scale and the pencil like this. Okay, extend the line till it reaches and touches the graph line or the smooth curve. Okay, extend it. You can see there are some differences, so that's why I said use your proper scale and touch. Whenever it touches the experiment 1 curve, then shift it towards the y-axis. So I can see, according to my working, is going in between this value, or making it a little clear that my graph was not proper. So I'm just shifting this here, and now you can see here we reached. So here it is 6, and to find out how many, again we have distance is between 2, and total value, the small boxes are 10. So 2 divided by 10, we got 0.2. So each small box is 0.2. So here 6.2, 6.8, then 6 point, so here it is 7 and 7.2. So the value we obtained here is 7.2. 7.2. So 1 mark you obtain for the working, and the 1 mark you obtain by just giving the value. The third marks, in some cases there is a third mark, but that third mark is related to the unit. But in this question, the unit is already mentioned, so you are not going to be given or awarded by this value or this number. Okay, so there are 3 marks probably, 1 for working, 1 for value, and 1 for the unit. As unit is already mentioned, so you are given only 2 marks. Then he says explain why the temperature change decreases towards the end of each experiment. So as I clearly mentioned while we were discussing the experiment, or while we were recording the temperature, I said whenever the reaction is over and the volume of the acid added is in excess, so it will drag the temperature towards its initial temperature. Okay, so what we can say, due to finishing of reaction, as HCl, or you can say NaOH, used up. Okay, so either or the wording that relate or that give the idea that the reaction is finished and the volume of NaOH is used up, whereas the volume of HCl is in excess, will be accepted. Okay, so keep that in mind. Next, he says explain what conclusion about the concentration of solution G and solution H can be made from the result of experiment 1 and 2. So we learned from experiment 1 there was more rise in temperature, as I can go back from the graph or even from the curve. You can see the temperature, max temperature was 8, but in the experiment 2 that max temperature was almost 5.5. Okay, so we can easily mention that the experiment 1, that concentration of solution G was more. Okay, concentration of solution G is higher or more than solution H, as more rise in temperature was observed with solution G. Or you may change the words by saying that as the lower temperature was observed in with solution H. Any words, okay, that give the idea. Next, explain how the results obtained would be different if the polystyrene cup was used. So remember, polystyrene cup is a good insulator or better insulator. So if this is better insulator, so there will be less loss of temperature to the surrounding. Okay, so that's why we can say explain how the result would be different. So we can say V, or the temperature would be recorded, more higher temperature would be recorded, more higher temperature would be recorded, okay, or more higher change in temperature would be recorded as polystyrene cup is better or good insulator. Understood? So please focus and try to write any words. Next, he says that give an advantage and disadvantage of using a burette rather than measuring cylinder to add the dilute hydrochloric acid. I think I clearly and earlier mentioned that burette is a more accurate one because the minimum reading we can measure, minimum volume we can measure is 0.05. Second, I also mentioned that it is flexible. So these are the two advantages. So you can write anyone. So but more good is that it is more accurate. Burette is more accurate than measuring cylinder. Next he says disadvantage. So disadvantage, as I said, flexible, so it will take more time and slow. So due to this reason, there might be a chance that the volume added slowly, so the temperature change will be less. Temperature change will be, like we can say, disturbed. Okay, so simply write it down. Slow will take or would will take more time. Will take more time. So that may cause to the inaccurate measurement of the temperature. So question is complete over here, and we will continue with the next question in our next video. Keep in touch and stay connected. If you have any confusion, as I repeatedly said in our previous videos and in this video as well, you may ask the question in comments. Okay, take care till next question, till next video.